up is Worcester's own stand-up comic and nurse humorist. She has appeared in the ICU and Comic Strip Live. Let's hear it for Georgia Metz.
Hello, thank you. Hi, I'm Georgia, and I want you to know that nobody dies laughing in my audience because I know CPR. Yes, I am a registered nurse, and I'm currently a retired nurse, but what the hell, if a guy falls in front of me, like we say, it's hard to meet somebody online, so I'll meet them on the sidewalk. So I'll resuscitate him, I might get a date at it, God only knows. So working in the ICU, I dated a lot of doctors. I dated a plastic surgeon, but he was always trying to tuck me in, and we wasn't even bedtime. I dated an anesthesiologist, but I told him we'll get together, I didn't feel a thing. I dated a radiologist, but he only saw the negative side of life. I dated an ophthalmologist, but I didn't agree with his treatment of my eye condition. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's at the bottom. So the doctor said to me, Georgia, how do your eyes feel? You know, they don't feel so bad, but I can't really see anything, Doc. I said, you know what? Don't worry. I won't tell anybody. People ask me, my patients ask me, what doctor would you recommend? I said, my malpractice insurance doesn't cover slander, so I can't help you with that. It only protects me from screwing around with you. And earlier someone said, oh, they killed? You can't say to a nurse humorist, oh, I heard you killed the last night. Shh. Oh my God, Georgie, you knocked them dead. Shh, I didn't do that either. My goal is to help people, not to kill them. That's what the doctors are for. The patients always say to me, how does it look? Do you think she's going to make it? Try not to look at the person. Well, I'm looking around going, well, in my experience, let me check my malpractice and see if I can answer that question. Ma'am, I'm only driving a Honda Civic. Why don't you ask that guy? He's driving a Tesla, all right? It says MD on his badge, okay? You can ask him. Okay, really. Mostly direct, I think MD means. So, as I said before, mainly detached. That's the therapist, okay. So I did date a lot of doctors, like I said. I even dated a psychiatrist. It was great. I finally discovered just how tough that leather couch was in his office. But then the rumors started in my hospital. Oh, did you hear? Georgia's finally seen a psychiatrist. How many employee reviews did she have to go through before she agreed that she needs a therapist? I was like, you know what? I said to my boyfriend, I said, we gotta break up. I'm gonna have to see you outside of work. That means go through his office, have my date with him, and go out the fire escape. Now, how many people have ever been to a therapist or psychiatrist? Don't have to raise your hand. I can tell by looking at you. I can see your facial expressions. When you go to the psychiatrist, the waiting room is always empty. But the guy's making a fortune. He's got the highest rent. He's the penthouse apartment in Manhattan. Where is all the patients? They're climbing out the back fire escape to get into their car and drive away. Because it's a stigma, just like employee assistance program. They want you to know you can have it, but they don't want you to use it. Imagine trying to say to my therapist, you know, I really believe you're trying to help me, but I think you're going to tell my manager that I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and then I'm going to get fired. So I'm stigmatized in that way. I want to believe in the system, but I don't believe the system. You can't help it. EAP. In my hospital, EAP meant eat another pizza. Okay? We can't staff the unit, but we can feed you. All right. You spent a fortune at Gino's Pizzeria. In 2020, you could have had another nurse hired position. I work per diem. I would come in with no benefits just to help myself because, you know, there's no time. There's literally no time to eat. So one day I was off. I'm in my uniform off. I go to the employee cafeteria. I'm sitting there eating and enjoying myself. 90 minutes eating lunch. Two people walk over to me. Hey, lady, nurse, you've been having lunch for 90 minutes. What's going on here? I said, first of all, I'm in a union, okay, so talk to my delegate. And secondly, I'm taking yesterday's 30-minute lunch, adding it today's 30-minute lunch, and God knows what tomorrow's going to look like, so I take it all today. But this is what they teach you at the hospital. They don't teach you this in nursing school. In nursing school, they say, keep your home life home and keep your work life at work. Yeah, right, okay. That's why there's EAP, psychiatry, and even have online therapy, as someone mentioned before. It's called HIMSS. You can go on HIMSS. Can I go on HIMSS if I'm a hers? Because there's hers and HIMSS. I said, no, just make it they. All right, I'll just sign up for they. All right, I'm just one of the HIMSS or the hers. I don't know what I am, actually. I'm going off my set. So I told my coworkers, I'm going to retire. Oh my God, Georgia, you're retiring? What do you want for your retirement gift? I said something in a leopard print. Okay. You know what? This goes with everything, I have to say. And it fits in every pocket I have. That's why I wear these baggy pants. You never know what you're going to find in here. And they say, Georgia, did you take the vaccine? Well, I retired just in the midst of COVID. I got COVID twice. So I say I have natural immunity. I'm telling you, and I'm all naturally defiant. I'm not taking the vaccine. But now they say, you don't really have to wear a mask. Just wear it if you want to. So I said, well, you know what? If I wear this mask, I know for sure that nobody's going to want to try to get close to me. And then I'll say, you know what? I'm really a psychiatric nurse. And this is what we're told to wear so we can blend in with everyone. And when you work on psych, you're not allowed to wear your uniform because the patients get upset. And they're afraid of their authoritarian look. They're being labeled. I'm chasing them with a medication. I'm taking their medication. I'm having the best time of my life. Who cares about them? You know what happens when people are schizophrenic or they're telling stories? When you medicate them, they're boring. Georgia, come back tomorrow. The patients are really enjoying it. Yeah, they're telling stories. I'm sitting next to them going, what happened next? Oh, you know, that really happened. That happened on the way to the hospital. Georgia, I don't know what's going on here. The medications are working a lot better when you're here. And also take them home and then I can sell them on the black market. I mean, shit. Yeah, you want something to feel better? Well, it's not really one of the controlled substances. It's just something to help you feel good. Then they said, you know, Georgia, get off the floor. You're driving. It's really not working for you. I said, you know, I love working in the psychiatric hospital. I even took a job in the food service department where I served soup to nuts. Oh, come on. You know what I'm saying. So my coworkers say, Georgia, what are you doing now that you're retired? Oh, I'm doing stand-up. How can you get on stage and tell jokes in front of strangers? Hey, I've been giving enemas to strangers for 35 years. Okay? So, at least now, you're looking at me expecting something from me. But I was behind you expecting something from you. So I think I've come full circle. Do you know what I'm saying? Georgia, what floors did you work in the hospital? I worked in endoscopy. I knew I was going to be working with a lot of assholes. But half of them were my coworkers. Then I want to work in the OR. You know, you have to be sterile to work in the OR. Oh, shit, I want to have kids. I worked on the orthopedist floor, but my jokes were fracturing the patients with osteoporosis. And I understand the orthopedist had a bone to pick with me. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about dating that son of a bitch. But the one doctor I never dated was a gynecologist. Not for those reasons. But because how would I know where the examination ended and the relationship began? Earlier, someone was saying they were invited to a medium party, or you went to a medium party. I couldn't go. I can only go to the extra large party. And then I was telling somebody, you know, how to treat depression. People get depressed over the stupidest things. I said, you know how you can treat depression? Read the obituary. Your name isn't in there. So be happy about it, okay? What more proof do you need that God is on your side? Where not only are you awake, you can read. So the guy says, oh my God, I read the obituary. A 102-year-old woman died suddenly. Now he's suicidal. The woman is 102. What are you surprised at? The family's going, Jesus Christ, what took her so long? Christ almighty. on our house. It's an escrow. We're paying the nursing home. They're taking my inheritance. Give me a break. All right, then about meeting men online. Well, you know, I don't mind meeting a guy online as long as it's not on the dollar store line. You know. All right, I'll meet him on the all-you-can-eat buffet line. At least we know we got the same thing in common. Okay. What kind of line are you going to meet him on? Well, any line except the bathroom, all-gender bathroom line. But I like the all-gender bathroom because I can write my name and phone number and say, call me for a good time. Someone's bound to call me. So, you know what? My dating life is improved. I'm pretty sure 50% right there. I've been on all the date sites. I was on Match.com. I was matched with Jack Daniels. I was hungover for a week, but I'm retired, so I could give up 7 days, no problem, no problem. I was on Disharmony, a site where difficult people meet, but my ex was there. And I want you to know I'm the first person who ever defunded the police. My ex was a cop. Yeah! I got all that money. Thanks, honey, for lying. We found this. So because of him, I was able to retire early. And then I said, you know what? While we were married, I discovered he had sleep apnea. But like a good angry wife, I didn't tell him anything. I said, you know what? Luck is karma's going to work for me. It's going to work for me. So I said, you know, maybe I'll get lucky and he'll die in the line of duty. Imagine him driving from Krispy Kreme to Starbucks in his patrol car. He falls asleep at the wheel and he hits the fire hydrant. Another NYP police officer dies in the line of duty. Oh! I get the life insurance policy, in the line of duty death policy. We go to the big funeral, I'm on TV, I get to do the eulogy, and I open with 5 minutes of jokes. I mean, I could have been famous now. I could have started that way. But talking about age early, I'm not going to say how old I am. I'm old enough to do this and that. And I do get the discount. Because the cashier is 25, and she thinks anybody over 40 is a senior citizen, so don't give yourself away. But I'll tell you one thing, when people say, boy, you look young for your age, what do you have to say about that? I said, I divorced the wrong man at the right time. Yeah. That's my time, thank you.
Yeah. All right, let's hear it for Georgia Metz. All right. Before I saw the last comic, our headliner, let me tell you, the comics will be selling